Hello and welcome to a brand new webcast of For Your Review. I'm your host, Scott Birmingham. MIA again is Mr. Ross Martin. But hey, it goes that way. Sometimes when you're gone for such a long time, sometimes you don't even miss that person. I miss Ross. We have two films that we're talking about today, and let's get right into it. The first one is The Debt. This was a remake of the 2007 Israeli film of the same name. It was originally scheduled for a December 2010 release. Didn't happen. The Israeli film was never released to theaters in the United States, although it aired on American television on the Sundance Channel in October of 2010. I thought, for me at least, talking about the film itself, the pacing was a bit slow for my taste, although there are some very good tense moments in the film. The story is actually pretty good, although like many films out there, not entirely original. I love Helen Mirren, who plays her part with a great deal of conviction. Tom Wilkinson is a great toe-to-toe actor. Great casting overall. There are some strong character elements that get a little sidestepped as we go back and forth in the storytelling timeline. The ending was slightly anticlimactic, as we basically are watching two senior citizens duke it out on a floor with a knife. At that age, doesn't a good clipping to the knees usually end it? Do we really have to play the knife as a weapon card? I would snip off a few of the scenes in the beginning and perhaps rework those final ending shots, and we would have a great espionage thriller on our hands. But can't have everything. And interestingly enough, the going age of the audience was about, well, how old would you say Helen Mirren is now? About 50? And interesting to note, if you look at the poster of Helen for the film, no scar. In the movie, scar. What's up with that? She's a great looking lady, but really, do we have to blemish out the scar? That's the whole point of the character. Overall, I would give it a 3. It's a good film. If you want to pass up and wait for it on DVD, I've seen the commercials and the trailers, and they're now coming out with compelling, almost as if no film has ever had the great intensity that this film is bringing to you. You know what? Don't let that fool you. It's okay. It has its moments, but I wasn't particularly blown away by it. And I think it would have been even a smarter, tighter film had it not ended quite the way it did. But that's just me. Again, I give it a 3. If you want to wait for a DVD, probably a better deal for you. Let's move on, though, to a movie that has become the sleeper of the year. 3 weeks in a row at number 1, The Help. I'll tell you what didn't help the movie was its trailer. When I saw the trailer, I thought to myself, oh, okay, wake me up when it's over. Wow. What a surprise this movie is. It's based on a 2009 novel by an American author, Catherine Stockett. The story is about African-American maids working in white households in Jackson, Mississippi in the early 1960s. The book took 5 years to write and was rejected by 60. That's 60 literary agents before it was finally picked up. As of August, yes, that's just last month, it sold 5 million copies and spent more than 100 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list. I'll tell you one word about this movie that will echo: Oscars. This movie is quite the tearjerker. It's quite the emotional ride. It was a very pleasant surprise to watch this movie, which goes over about 2 hours in length. If you get a chance, don't pass it up. Make it a point to go see it in a theater near you, and I'll be pleasantly surprised if it doesn't pick up a number of Oscars. But this is the movie to not miss. Again, 3 weeks at number 1. Well, until then, for Ross Martin, we'll find him somewhere, somehow. I'm your host, Scott Birmingham, and this is For Your Review.